Hey guys, this is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and in today's movie review, I'm gonna be doing a movie review for this video, and today it's on a movie from 2009, and that is Paul Blart Mall Cop. Yep, I'm gonna be reviewing the first Paul Blart Mall Cop movie from 2009. So the plot of Paul Blart Mall Cop is basically where you got Paul Blart, of course, like played by Kevin James, who is basically a father, of course, but also he also works as a security guard at a mall, of course, where he keeps an eye on everybody to make sure he works at where Paul Blart works as a security guard at a shopping mall where he keeps an eye on everyone. One day, while he was playing a rock and roll arcade game, like he later finds himself in the middle of a heist, of course, where everyone's been kicked out of the kicked out of the mall by some like criminals and all that stuff. And then of course Paul Blart realizes that he's the people's only hope to take down the bad guys and yeah. And so Paul Blart has to do whatever he can. He has to do whatever he can to stop the bad guys and hopefully save the day. So that's pretty much the plot of Paul Blart Mall Cop. So what do I think of it? This movie's actually I actually thought this movie was kind of funny in my opinion. I thought it was pretty funny, of course. Like when I first watched this movie, I first watched this movie like when I was at my friend Tyler Hours' house, of course, and so that was like years ago when I first watched this movie. And for what it is, this movie I thought was pretty funny. It's also pretty decent as well, decent and funny at the same time. But yeah, this is what the DVD looks like that I got like a couple months ago. Yep. Yep. Here's the back side. And also, here's the disc as well for Paul Blart Mall Cop, made by Columbia Pictures and Happy Madison Productions. And the movie's rated PG as well. And yeah, so... excuse me. So anyway, I thought the shopping mall in this movie did look pretty cool to me. It looked very nice, of course, and the way they shot this is actually not that bad. Yeah. Because Paul Blart Mall Cop is actually like one of the rare Happy Madison movies that is considered to be pretty good. Yeah, so yeah, and even the acting, I thought the acting in this movie is not that bad. I thought the acting was this movie had pretty good acting too. Like Kevin James does a good job as Paul Blart as always in this movie. Like there's no as always, just for this movie. Paul, Kevin James, like I kind of do like Kevin James. I think Kevin James, because I got lots of favorite actors like Kevin James. I thought he did good in this movie. And of course, as for the other actors and actresses and other celebrities, they do a pretty good job in this movie. And yes, I do know there's also a sequel to Paul Blart Mall Cop as well, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, which came out 5 years ago in 2015, which I heard, which I actually did see the sequel in theaters. Like I went and saw the sequel in theaters like 5 years ago, and I did hear a lot of people hated it a lot, and so, but in my opinion, I thought the sequel was. I thought it was not that bad in my opinion at first, but come to think of it, Paul Blart Mall Cop I think it's a pretty like I don't know what can I say about Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, but if I had to choose between this movie and Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, which one would I choose? Well, I think I would have to go with the first Paul Blart Mall Cop movie because I think it's probably better than the second movie, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, which I thought. In my opinion, in my honest opinion, I thought the sequel I thought it was okay. Now that I think of it, I think the sequel is okay, but I'd say I prefer the first Paul Blart Mall Cop movie. Yeah, because like I said, a lot of people really hated the sequel. Yeah, but yeah, so overall, Paul Blart Mall Cop is a decent and funny movie from 2009, and I'm gonna give Paul Blart Mall Cop a 4 out of 5 stars. I think that's fine. Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars for me. Some of you guys may disagree with me, but whatever. And so if you haven't seen Paul Blart Mall Cop yet, then if you're a fan of if you're like a huge fan of the Happy Madison movies, if you're not that much, if you really like the Happy Madison movies, then I'm sure you'll like this one. So yeah. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for my movie review on Paul Blart Mall Cop, and so that's going to be it for this video, so make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying, goodbye everybody, and that's about it.